Alright guys, so I'm sure somebody's gonna ask me, where do you get the service manual for that? Guys, I'm not trying to be a smart ass. I don't know any secrets to finding service manuals. I Google shit and I find it. I just persistent and I find it. I use tradebit.com, and don't buy the cheapest one on tradebit.com. Sometimes buy the most expensive one because that's the best quality one. I bought the most expensive one and this guy did an excellent job on this one. Anyway, I use multiple sites to find this stuff. 6004 rear axle, FPS transmission. We're looking front drive, electro-hydraulic clutch, 6006. Okay. And let's see here. Uh-oh. What happened? Oh. I don't know what the hell happened there. Lost it for some reason. Just when I was talking that guy up. Come on, you son, but hurry up. We'll just do it like that. Mechanical front-wheel drive, electro-hydraulic clutch, tractors with semi-power shift and full power shift transmissions. That's what we got. Troubleshooting. Alright. I probably will, well, let's see here. What page was the troubleshooting? Let's go with theory of operation for you guys. Let's go to back up here. Alright. Like I said, it's a spring-loaded clutch pack. What the hell is the theory? Okay. There's the troubleshooting. Mechanical front-wheel drive does not engage. Faulty MFD engagement switch. Replace switch panel. It's not the switch. MFD control solenoid valve stuck open. That's a possibility, but we've eliminated that too. I'll show you how. Worn clutch disc. Incorrectly set bevel spring pressure. So, if I can get down here and find the theory of operation. Okay, so the front wheel drive, yeah, you turn it on with a switch in the cab. We get that. We understand that. God dang it, I went past it. Okay. Damn. Touchy son of a gun. It's either all or none with that son of a bitch. Easy now. Barely. There we go. Okay. When the front wheel drive is selected, the MFD solenoid, valve 1, and the low pressure distributor valve block on top of the rear axle is in the discharge position. De-energized. The oil within the control piston 4 is figure 5 is open to sump through MFD solenoid valve, right? It's de-energized. Okay, the full drive transfer system comprises of an electro-hydraulic transfer clutch located in the bottom of the rear axle housing, driven by a gear mounted on the rear axle pinion. The clutch output shaft transfers drive of the front axle by means of a shaft running through the transmission. External drive shaft connected to the front axle. The bevel springs to recompress the multi-pack clutch 5, and drive from the rear axle pinion is transferred through clutch to the front axle via the drive shaft. Okay, MFD electro-hydraulic clutch MFD disengaged. When the switch located in the MEMP panel is pressed, the solenoid valve opens and lets the oil flow from the pump to the face of the control piston 4. The pressure oil applied to the face of the piston moves the piston body against the action of the bevel spring 3 and releases the pressure applied to the clutch plates 5. Under these conditions, the clutch plates are not compressed, and the clutch shaft 6 can rotate freely, preventing transfer of drive through the front axle. Okay. So basically, guys, let's go back up here. I think it's my solenoid, though, is different than what I was thinking it was on this particular model. So when the front wheel drive is selected, MFD solenoid valve 1 and the low pressure distributor valve block on the top of the rear axle is in the discharge position, de-energized. So when you got it in full wheel drive, you're basically you're de-energizing this coil, allowing the oil to go through the circuit off that clutch piston. That's going to put it, you're relieving the oil off the clutch piston through this passage. When you're energizing it, you're putting oil to the clutch piston to compress it, to put it in, put it in two-wheel drive. See what I'm saying? When you're energizing it, you're putting it in two-wheel drive. When you're de-energizing it, you're putting it in four-wheel drive. All right? So, that being said, with the tractor jacked up off the front end off the ground and the engine off, you shouldn't be able to turn these wheels like that. Okay, because we obviously have no oil pressure, right? We have no oil pressure. The tractor's not running. We have no oil pressure to turn to, it should be locked up right now, the front end. All right, this guy got really lucky, really. I'll show you. The only problem with this whole scenario, though, on these MXM cases, the whole front end has to be moved to get this driveline out. But I will show you what happened. Look up in there. Do you see something wrong there? I would probably indicate that's probably our rattle, wouldn't you think? So there's our problem. Right there. That's the noise I was hearing as I was driving it. Was this thing here beating around and beating itself to death? That would explain why that's... See, that shouldn't turn. I guarantee you, if that mechanical front-wheel drive pack is locked up, this shaft, you wouldn't be able to turn these tires like this. Got my hopes up that I was going to get to split a tractor in two, and I don't think I'm going to now. I think I'll just be fixing this drive line. That'll probably solve the problem on this one. Heavy little cough number we got on there for the loader. Alright. What size is this? Bigger than that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's like 27 millimeter, but I'm gonna get these hoses and stuff off the side of it right here. I gotta get those undone. What are those? Let's get the socket set over here. Closer, maybe. 17 millimeter. tripod to work cooperate with me here. Alright. Now, see how that drive line's locked up? We're in full drive. You can't turn that. If you could turn that right there, then you got a mechanical problem back there. So now we got to take this off here, which I think is going to be that size right there, I believe. Leave that good bar. Holding anything. Long time since I've had one of these out. Oh, okay, there's another. I didn't see that other hose there. There's another set of hose brackets right there. Tractor's quite a bit different animal than a John Deere, I'll tell you that. I think this is a little bit overkill for a damn driveline shield. Damn it, I can't get on it. My impact. Go get my wobble. It's always something. Somebody saw the dirt bike on one of the videos and here, this KTM. That's not my motorcycle. That's a customer's motorcycle. I'm gonna fix it for him. I've got a dirt bike. It's a 450R Honda. Well, let's see here. It's got a little gap in it there. I think there's anything else holding this on there. big chunk of iron. That thing comes out of there. That whole thing will slide off, I think. If I remember right. We'll look at the book there. Alright, so I'm trying to get some light over here. Alright, so you got a position sensor for this leveling system or front suspension here. That has to come off and unhook the wire from the position sensor. And looks like it's got, okay, see, it's got a get a fucking bar or something or a screwdriver and pop that linkage off. Yesterday I had an ISL 310 Cummins and went out there and it was it had an injector 4, 5, 6 open circuit or low voltage codes. And if you know anything about anything newer Cummins motors, there's 2 injector driver chips in the ECM, and one runs 1, 2, and 3, and the other one runs 4, 5, and 6. And it only did it when it was cold in the morning, and then it would go away. Well, I told them the easiest thing to do is I know where another ISL is. It's in a Stinger haystacker. The only difference is, in that motor and this one, is the other one has no VGT turbo. This one has a VGT turbo. The other one had 1 digit off on the CPL, which was probably the VGT turbo. Other than that, I said it'll start and make it idle smooth, because we actually went and got that ECM, put it on that engine, and it ran smooth as a top. And you'd put the other ECM on when it was stone cold, and it would just miss like crazy, and throw in codes for injectors 4, 5, and 6. So yeah, it was really being a problem. Restart my computer here. It's acting up on me. Okay, so next thing we got to do. Anyways, what was I saying before my computer? I seen it was acting up and being stupid. On that note, I went over there and swapped ECMs out. Decided it was the ECM, that the injector driver chip was bad for 4, 5, and 6 and intermittent. It probably gets cold and the solder actually shrinks up and disconnects, and then when it gets warm, I'm thinking it expands in the chip or whatever, and then the driver starts working again. But that's kind of my theory anyway. But I got to do that here. Hopefully those guys will call me from Cummins. They said that they program those all the time. They said they'd bench program it for me and then send it to me, and then I can configure it with Texa. Okay, I got to take these fittings off here. These hydraulic lines. This hydraulic cylinder right here. See, it kind of works on a cantilever is what it does on the suspension. This puts tension on it here, Okay, and this eye is all part of this driveline tube assembly. Well, it kind of pivots on there, is what it does. And then it cantilevers over here on this arm. See right here. See, we'll have to take that loose, and we'll have to swing this down once we get the cylinder off to where this will come past that. So it's a little bit tricky. Sometimes I think the last one I did, I ended up pulling the tires off, and I took the forklift and I just lowered it down to where it cleared that, and then I drug it out of there is what I did. So we got to get the steering lines off. And, you know, we're going to need a bucket of oil and catch all the drip and drip on everything. What sizes do we got here? We got 7/8, 13/16 or 3/4 on all those. And are they every one of them the same fitting to where we probably need to mark some lines? So the blue lines are going to the right steering cylinder. And this line here used to be that was the steering angle sensor. And they don't even use that on this tractor. I think I disconnected it a long time ago. I think it's all screwed up in here in the knuckle. And they never did fix it because they don't ever use that crap. So, but the two blue steering lines are going to this steering cylinder. You see I changed steering cylinders on this tractor quite a few years ago. They were hammered and beat to hell. Boy, we had a hell of a time getting them out of there too. These pins. God, we had a hell of a time getting them out of there. Heating them and beating on them. And geez, they were seized in there. I'm trying to think of a way I can do this. I think I can do this very simply. I think I can take this hose, one of these hose off on this end, and the other one off on the other end, and that should simplify it pretty good for that area, because they come loose right here on this manifold. And then this one here, well, that's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, that shouldn't be too bad to do. We know that the black hose goes to it's probably going over to the left steering cylinder. I've got the book on this, but my computer is being stupid right now and not wanting to load the program for some reason. So I restarted it to see if it would straighten this little act up, you know. Is this on? Yeah, this is some external hard drive. Welcome, Warren. Yeah, I'd really be welcome if the son of a gun would work. I don't know. I ain't got all day to wait on that thing. That kind of shit there just drives me crazy. Let me find a bucket and we'll start taking steering lines off. Okay, pull the tires off. I probably need to put a couple boards. Oh, trouble. Quit your growly, growly. Quit your growly. He's Mr. Growly. He hears every little noise, and he's Mr. Growly. You're all right, partner. Let's get a couple boards and stick in there in the damn it, where's those 2x4s at? There they are. Those usually work. Hey! Come on! Trouble. He is nothing. He's a shit starter. He's a little shit starter. Come on! Put one there. Get over here, Wiener. Did you get him, Wiener? Did you get him? Show them sons of bitches. You showed them, didn't you, Wiener? You ain't gonna let nobody come in here, are you, Wiener? Okay. Now we got a couple boards there. Shouldn't go over as much. Gonna want to rock over once we get this tire off and get the weight off one side. I'm sure not taking the tire off right either. Somebody's gonna have to tell me how to do it. No, I didn't take the tire off right. But there's a scientific way to do it. Here's the coveralls outfit, and they're wonderful coveralls that all the pockets have holes in. They do such a bang-up job over there. I'm glad I get to give them $80 every 2 weeks for them not to fix any of my coveralls. They're a real good deal. I just had it coming. It's amazing how people always want to get paid, but they don't want to do their fucking job. You know what? Isn't that kind of a cool deal? Okay, let's go get the other tire off. Get that winter dog with me. I'll have to go check on him, make sure that he ain't getting into things he's not supposed to be into. My wife will kill me if something happens to him. That's her pride and joy. Oscar! Am I gonna have to lock the door and close you guys in here? Trouble! Trouble! Well, there's little Oscar. Hi, buddy. You ain't scared of nothing, are you, partner? Huh? You just ain't scared of nothing. Sometimes that's not a good thing. You need to be scared of them cars. That's what you need to be scared of. Got a little weight hanging on this side here. Okay, well, we got a jack, and we can jack this side up a little more. Oh, Oscar, we'll just jack this side up, buddy. I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to Oscar. Oscar will listen, won't you? All the bolts out of it? Yeah, I guess it's just kind of stuck on there. It's stuck on there, Oscar. I think, is that tire? It's off the ground, isn't it? Yeah, it should come loose. There it is. Get my big rubber hammer and whack that thing again. All right, there we go, Oscar. Let's take the jack out from underneath it. Okay. Now, let's take the steering lines and stuff off here. It'll be easier to get to that stuff now. I'm going to take this one off right here. And then this one over here I'm going to take off right here. I got some different colored zip ties. Used to use some phone wire sometimes. Phone line wire too was different colors that we used to mark stuff with. But this is an easy way to do it here. Can't really go wrong here doing it this way. Well, according to me, anyway. What the hell? Why would I have to do this? Alright. Need to call Deere and ask them where my 7810 parts are, because I don't know. We've had a hell of a time with freight. A bunch of highways have been closed for 3 or 4 days from all the big snowstorms. It's been quite a mess. There's only 3 lines to take loose here, because what happens is when you turn the wheel one way, this cylinder here, see? So when you turn the wheel and the wheel's collapsing here, right? So this cylinder's collapsing itself, going back in, the rod's going in. The oil that was in this end is going to come out this hose here, and it's going to help this cylinder. It'll come to the opposite end on this one to help this cylinder, is what it does. Kind of an ingenious way they set all that up. Okay, now we gotta get these cylinder. That's a pretty good sized one there. That's probably like 1 7/16" or 1 3/8", and that one looks like about 1 1/8" or 1 1/4". Trouble! He's the one that you really gotta. I gave him the perfect name, because I'll tell you what, he's turned out to be a really good dog. He's a busybody. He's always got to be doing something. He drives you crazy half the time, because he won't leave you the hell alone. Trouble! Oscar, what are you guys doing? Just kind of keep track of you guys. Yeah, I really went way too big on that one. That's like 1 1/8". How about this one here? I nailed this one. But the whole fitting's turning, of course, and it's gonna be like 1 5/16". Smaller than that. This one here. Damn it. At least this one's gonna come loose with just a fitting. Or the hose, not the whole damn fitting. And you could order these tractors too without this. He's got another one just like this tractor that does not even have this. It's just got a solid front axle under it. Okay, so that is the right size. Okay. Boy, where did we put that on? Oh, it's probably here. I probably did that. Pretty good little project to fix a U-joint, or a driveline flange. Alright. So this here, we got to take this line off right here. This here, unthread. It's kind of like an Amphenol connector, if I remember right. to come unplugged though. Should come. I gotta get a pair of pliers and get that off. Okay. Let's go read the directions. I'm gonna get that unplugged there and finish that part up. Let me get a rag here out of the truck. Okay, shine this down here. Pull the tires off. All right, detach steering control cylinder line. Yep, we did that. Detach the differential lock control line. I don't think this one's got a diff lock line on it. I don't think so on this tractor. That would be right in this front diff here. This tractor does not have a front diff lock. Okay. What's it saying here? If fitted, disconnect steering angle sensor connected, located behind the alternator. Yeah, okay. Yeah. We know where that's gonna go. I guess we could do that now behind the alternator. Let's look at that. Are they talking about? Well, that's your steering angle sensor right there. I guess they want you to unplug it clear up there. So let's raise the hood on this old pile of shit, and which is a chore in itself. Okay, so there's that steering angle sensor. It's gonna go right up in here somewhere. Gee, where are you? Huh? Oh, there. I need two hands. Boy, they didn't make that very easy. Okay, I got her out. Alright, so good. We're gonna have to unhook that other part. Alright, steering angle sensor's off. And I'm sure they're gonna tell us to pull the torsion bar loose on the back, which I've already done. Pull the battery out of it. The battery box is not on the front like they're showing. It's on the side over there. So that's not pertinent to what this tractor is. Doesn't have counterweights on the front. There's that pin we pulled out on the position sensor for the front axle. Okay, steering tubes. Yeah, we already did that. If fitted, disconnect steering angle sensor. We already did that. Disconnect the front wheel drive, full drive shaft at the sliding coupler U-joint. Okay, I can try that. I don't know. Alright, we can try that, I guess. Remove the brackets retaining the suspension ram hydraulic pipes. Oh, we already did that too. Raise the tractor. She's already raised up. Wheels are off. It's got jack stands under it. We're going to use a forklift. With the wheels removed, raise the tractor further allow the bar to go up between the sump and the forward, full drive, front wheel drive. Shaft to support using stands. Yeah, okay. Use a suitable lifting jack. Raise the right hand side of the axle to gain access to the left hand pivot pin Remove the pivot pin, retaining plate, and use a drift knot. Yeah, okay. Alright, with the axle supported centrally at the front and also under the T-bar, raise or lower until access is gained. Yeah. Until access is gained in the right-hand pin, remove the right-hand pin. Okay. With the T-bar supported, remove the 4 bolts from the rear swivel. We already did all that. Oh, what the hell? It's like they're repeating themselves here. Ensuring that all pipes are disconnected, the axle casting can clear the front support. Carefully withdraw the axle. We don't even really need to take that yoke loose yet back there because it's broken too, so it'll come right off of there. Place the axle assembly onto a suitable stand. Okay. So, with all that blathering they were doing there, basically, you got a keeper here that holds this pin in, and you can take a jack and jack that side up, and this will come down to where the axle will come down to where you can knock the pin out, is basically what they're saying there. Just like so. And you really don't even need a jack for that. And this side here, if you got one side up, one side down, you can get to this side. And you can pull the keepers on this pin and knock that one out. And then just pull the axle out from under it. That's all that's holding that axle in there is them 2 pins. So, but we need to get the forklift under it to catch it. Or we could take our crane and thinking maybe rig some straps. We could do that too. I have a T-bar. That's what I'm gonna do. I've got me an idea. So I've been heating this and vibrating under the air hammer for a long time now. It's a lot of metal to heat. I don't want to cut it out. It's just too risky to damage part of the frame, and so we got to get the pin out. So this is where a guy could use 2 people, but we're going to demanage. Where are my safety goggles at? What did I do with them? Let's go see if we can find the safety glasses. Oh, they're on top of my head, you moron. Okay. Okay. Let me get our punch rigged up. I got a block of wood trying to hold it still laying on top of it. If I can get it to move, hitting it with the sledgehammer. Then I might be able to take that air hammer and give her a whirl. I've probably been trying to get it loose for about an hour and a half now. Let's hit it. Make it move a little bit. I really do. Got a sweet spot in this thing where it wants to sit. Trying to find it's a little bit difficult. Let's hit her again. That fell on me, didn't it? Damn it. caught there for a while, but I can't seem to find it again. I think it moved on me though. Let's look at the back side of it. See if it gained anything. Oh yeah, it moved probably 1/8 of an inch. Let's get the air hammer and let's hit it again and see if we can make it move. She ain't moving with the air hammer. Well, let's see here. I'll try a smaller hammer that I can handle and hold the punch at the same time. I got a feeling it ain't gonna do a whole lot. Yep, this is where a guy could use 2 hands, have somebody hold the punch for you. You can find somebody brave enough to do it. I don't know, man. It's going to be hard to hang on to that. No, I need a sledgehammer. That ain't going to do nothing. That ain't gonna do shit. I got some WD-40. I'm out of good penetrate. No, I gotta order some more. I don't think that WD-40 is gonna do nothing. I had both those knuckles just cherry red. Anyway, got an idea. C-clamp maybe? Something. It's going to bounce off of there as soon as we hit it. Daisy girl, why don't you... I don't want a chip to break off this mushroom punch and catch you in the eye. You get in trouble. Come on, you guys get in the truck. I don't want you getting hurt. Come on. Come on, Daisy, come here, baby. Okay, swing for the fences. Son of a bitch moved that time. Yeah, that worked good. I've got enough of it in the hole now to where it's kind of guide itself now. Try the air hammer again. Probably moved it a good, I don't know, quarter inch. Nothing but pure force. Got some Kimball Midwest Torque CB Blaster, I think is what it's called. Pretty good penetrating oil, works pretty damn good. I was on the phone with Tim Stanford, one of the YouTube viewers the other night. He was telling me about some other stuff that worked really good. I'm going to try. Got enough of that in the hole now to where that punch kind of stays still now. Oh yeah, she's going now. Sledgehammer. Can't rear back, my truck's too close. Really rear back and hit it like I want to hit it because the truck's too damn close. See, I reared back and I hit the truck. Let's air hammer again. Yes, the sledgehammer is the only way that it wants to come out. It's amazing how swinging a sledgehammer sure warms you up. What that's going to do, fall right down there and cut my leads in two, and I'm going to be pissed at myself for not moving that. That's exactly what will happen. hitting it straight. There she goes. Showed you, you dirty bastard. She's still a little bit warm. We raise the thing up, get the punch out. Okay, so I got it leveled out. Now decide what to do next here. Gonna be easier to do it, guys, with the forklift. Just get the forks in here, grab it, back up. And I probably could pull ahead, re-sling it with my crane and pull it off from under there. I think it's just gonna be easier to do with the forklift. Took a punch underneath the forks back here, maybe. Help support this when it comes out. We'll see what happens. guys, so normally what you would do on these is unspline it from here and unbolt this yoke, or you could unbolt this yoke from this end and then pull that off. But since this was all foobarred in there, as you can tell, let's get some more light on the situation. Obviously the bolts must have come loose. The bolts must have come loose. It broke the yoke. It's done for. Let's look at the other end. My flashlight over here. Back of the truck. But isn't that quite an elaborate thing just to get a U-joint out? See, it's got this big torsion bar set up. It goes to the back, bolts to the tractor. Okay, so I'm just hoping that everything just kind of appears that all that's turning freely. I was kind of suspicious, a little skeptical, maybe something seized up in the front diff, but you would think that the front tires would have locked up. Looks like the bolts just come loose. And you can see where it was beating around in there, so that's probably where the noise we were hearing was coming from. Let's see if we can pop this out of that slip yoke. Okay, well, she's definitely in dire need of a new yoke there. Broke the cap on that one. Cap's still on that side. Yeah, pretty good number on her. I have to call a case dealer there and order these parts. I might just take this up to a driveline service and let him mess with it. I have better luck with him fixing things than I do getting stuff from the dealer. I might just take this up to driveline service. He just fixed that John Deere driveline for me, no problem. He had it done in a day. So we'll see what he can do with this. It's gonna be hard to get a measurement. I need to measure that flange there to get somewhere on it. I'm kinda, this pin here, we didn't damage it, I don't think, really. Beating it out of there. I had it hot, so I want to test the waters first before I grab it. I think we can put that pin in there just fine. We'll clean it up real good, put it back in there, and it sees the living shit out of it. We got a spacer there, and I see the pin goes through the boss on this side's bigger than this side, so this acts as a spacer when it goes through the hole. I don't know if that spacer there is part of the casting. No, it comes out too. Oh, I see. They've got a recess machined into the back side of that for that spacer. Yeah, that pin was... I could have had that thing out a long time ago if I spent longer probably trying to get that pin out of there than it did to do the... just pull the front axle out. My gosh. Okay, guys. Well, order parts and pieces, and another one we'll put back together. I'm gonna run out and put the CCM in this hay squeeze now.